Hello, you're watching The Luna Show, and this is my special interview with my old friend, Jay Blahnik. Hey, Jay Blahnik, how are you?
Hi, Luna.
What's going on?
I'm doing fine.
What are you doing these days?
I'm here making my cash. I'm sorry, I was trying to be silly. I'm sorry. I'm actually in New York today doing a panel discussion called Raw with GMAC, and was here talking about unprotected sex. So that's what I'm here in New York for. So I got a chance to hang out with you.
So that's your line of work. What in terms of ballroom and safer sex information that's out in the ballroom scene, what do you think is needed for our youth today?
I think there needs to be more intergenerational conversations. I think so often we kind of segment youth and then the rest of the ball scene, and so that separation really adds to the reasons why HIV infection rates continue to spiral. I think there's this idea that young people are the ones at risk and older folks are doing all the right things, and so if those conversations were to start to cross-pollinate, I think we'll see some better outcomes in our community. Those are my thoughts.
So tell me a little bit about your ballroom history, like how you started, you know.
Okay, so I started walking balls back in 1993, which is 16 plus years ago. I was in House of Ebony. I kind of joined the ballroom scene my very first time in a gay club. It was a big fight kind of happening, and Stuart, Milan, Ebony now came and broke the fight up and put me in House of Ebony my very first time out. So I walked realness and face back then, and my first $1,000 face first $1,000 grand prize was for face actually, and then I transitioned to runway around 95, 96, and then that's been a history moment. And then I opened House of Blahnik in 2000, and it was a kind of open because the House of Ebony was to protest the ball. So several Ebonies at the time went to the ball. I was the only one allowed to go, and so we decided because we couldn't kind of stick together on a cause that we would kind of break apart, and so House of Blahnik was created. Man Prodigy was supposed to be the original father, and he backed out on me. So by default, they made me the father, which I was not prepared for. But that's how it all started in 2000. With you, Luna, in 2001 or 2, you came?
2000.
You came in 2000?
Actually, 99.
Damn, you're old.
It was like, I guess you guys were still in the talking phase.
Yeah.
Because I remember at Escolita, we were talking, and that was around 90.
Y'all don't know this, but me and Luna used to date secretly. He used to bring me secret pictures of him naked.
That's such a lie.
Which one is a lie? The naked pictures or the dating part? Which one is it?
The naked pictures.
Okay.
So, you distracted me? Okay, hold on.
And we used to kiss too. We used to tongue kiss at Michael Roberson's house, who was Father Blahnik from New York City. You remember those kisses, Luna?
Okay, so you used to walk face and realness in those categories. Like, what made you want to do runway? Like, is it because you got bored? Do you feel like it's choice for people to experiment with different things in the scene in terms of categories?
No, I was actually a dancer at the time, and I don't know if people know Warren, who used to be at Ebony. I think he's in Milan now. He's a dancer as well. So one day we were in the house playing around, and we battled for runway, which I never did before, and I served his ass. And so we walked team runway at the clubhouse. I think it was 95, and we won. And then from that point on, I just decided to do it by myself. I didn't need Warren anymore, is what I really wanted to say. No, I'm joking.
So what's in the future for the House of Blahnik? Like, what are you working on? Is there a ball coming?
Well, there's a lot of big things coming. It's our 10th anniversary next year. The ball is called R10, which means we revolutionized 10 years of ballroom. And that's really a big thing to say, because I think when you think about the entire history of the ballroom scene and you were to pick maybe the top 20 greatest moments in the history of balls, I think at least 3 of them will come from the House of Blahnik. I would beg to say 5, but at least 3 will come from the House of Blahnik, and so that kind of work we want to kind of showcase. So the Blahnik Ball next year is 10 categories. Each category is $1,000, R10, May 1st, 2010.
A lot of people came out of the House of Blahnik or were a part of the House of Blahnik. Are they going to be a part of the 10th anniversary?
Absolutely. I think the pieces that we want to highlight is all the leadership that come from the House of Blahnik. I think when you look at so many mothers and fathers of other houses, they started here and they got their first real taste of leadership in House of Blahnik, whether they were a chapter overseer or a local chapter mother or father. So we're inviting all those people to be back and a part of Grand March to kind of commemorate what they've contributed to the House of Blahnik. And you'll be back too, though, now.
Yeah, you're one of the people that inspired me to sort of, start something fresh myself along with Steve. And so, because watching you, I learned a lot about leadership and how to run a house meetings, things like that. So, thank you.
I learned through you guys.
It was you and Hector Extravaganza were two people that sort of pushed me.
Oh, how is Hector doing?
Oh, he's good.
I love Hector. Okay.
So, are you planning on walking the latex ball or anything soon so we could get some?
I was supposed to walk the latex ball. I have a leg injury, so I'm not sure if it's the right night to do it. But I'm all prepared to go. I have an amazing concept and outfit already laid out for the latex ball, so I'm ready to go.
And in terms of the rumble ball, when you guys did the Joker effect with the red and black and white, was that your idea? Because the whole thing was just lovely.
No, it was not. It was a combination of everyone's ideas. I can't take credit for that. Jason is actually incredible. So he actually called. He didn't call me. He had someone else call me, and then someone else called and said he wanted me on the team. And so I came and met with him. Actually, the first time I met him was the night of the Rumble Ball at his house.
I got some great pictures of that evening.
He's incredible to work with, and he actually listened to some of my crazy ideas at the last minute. So thank you, Jason. He didn't have to listen to me. He was the captain.
So, younger people in the scene now that are walking runway, who would you say are your favorites?
My favorite of all of the
or that you like watching, rather?
I love watching Dominique walk. That's my daughter. I think she embodies to me what runway is all about, which is personality. Anyone can switch back and forth or have a nice designer create nice looks for them, but it's really about getting on the runway and letting your soul and your spirit kind of guide your walk and kind of tell a story, and she does that all the time. And so I think that's kind of my trademark, has been the kind of whole thing with laughing at people on the runway and smiling and making crazy gestures at folks. And so I see a lot of me in Dominique, and I'm starting to see it all over the place now, but yeah, Dominique's number one on my list. And then I don't want to say the other people, but I like Jason, and I love Keith, and I love Twiggy. So.
Okay. Any last thoughts, words of wisdom from Jay Blahnik for the young people that are watching this video?
Yeah, I would tell folks to get involved in the foundation that I'm launching. It's called Legends Care, and I've talked to you a lot about that. And what it is it's a foundation where we as a ballroom community can stop depending on people outside to come in and give us money, whether it's the government, whether it's the feds or some other foundations, to support the things that we need to do for ourselves. And so each time I commentate a ball, 100% of the proceeds will go into this pot so that we can kind of convene an annual conference where all the leaders can kind of talk about some of the structural problems in the community, whether it's violence, whether it's drugs, whether it's the biasness of judging, whatever those problems is, I want to be able to fix it. And so I invite all the young people to become agents of change and get involved.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you too, Luna.
It was great seeing you.
Thank you, Luna.
You're so silly.
I am silly. Nobody knows that about me. I'm a clown, so I get a chance to be silly with you.
All right.
Peace out, homies.
Take care.